Hi guys, Josh here, and in this video, I'd like to share with you 10 upcoming farming games that should be releasing in 2024 and beyond. I'm sure you'll get to see some games you've never heard of before, so if you do, make sure you leave a like on the video so even more people can learn about these games. And if you want even more games to look forward to, I have a whole playlist of videos just like this one, so feel free to check that out. But before we start, do you know what's one thing that can be just as fun and rewarding as farming sims? Real gardening. This video is sponsored by The Seed Company. Based in Newfoundland, Canada, they've been selling seeds since 1925. They ship worldwide, have a large selection of seeds for you to grow your own veggies, herbs, and flowers, and one of their most popular right now is the Cuca melon, which looks like a tiny watermelon but tastes like a cucumber with notes of citrus. I will be trying those for sure. And if you're looking to start your own garden, you can get 15% off your order using code JOSH or the link in the description. While you're waiting for your seeds to arrive, let's get back to our virtual gardening. The first game is Luma Island, playable either by yourself or with up to 3 of your friends on Steam. You'll start off with a little caravan on an island. Who knows how the caravan got there and why you're on this island in the first place, but you'll build a farm and explore your new surroundings. I love how this game looks. It's quite low poly but has very nice colors, textures, and animations, making the whole thing very charming. It seems like there will be different biomes or areas, like a snowy mountain, a coastal town, and some sort of ancient temple, and they will come with their fair share of dangers such as traps, monsters, or giant snowballs. You'll also get to decorate your farm, and based on the trailer, it looks like the area that you can decorate is pretty small, but I wonder if you can maybe later on move your caravan or house around and decorate in larger areas. One unique feature of Luma Island is that you'll get to pick between 7 different professions, each with their own progression path, which I think will make multiplayer interesting, as one of you could, for example, focus on the combat, while others could use the skills to farm or fish more efficiently, dividing the tasks depending on each player's preferences. That being said, I do hope the game will be just as fun to play in single player, as that's how I play most of the time, and if it is, then I can definitely see myself really enjoying this one. If you also prefer single player games but you like the idea of a caravan, then you might be interested in Cozy Caravan, currently planned to release in early access on Steam sometime in 2024. You'll create and customize a character from a wide variety of cute animals, and then embark on a journey with your best buddy Bubba, traveling from town to town to set up a mobile market. You'll play mini-games in order to craft the goods to sell, and in each town you'll also meet characters, each with their own stories and quests, so you'll help them a little bit as you prepare for market day, and then you'll go on to another town and so on. The game looks cute, but looking at the footage, the animations seem a bit choppy. I think that might be because they're going for a claymation style, but I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I understand their artistic choice, but it makes it look like the game isn't performing well. Let me know what you think of Cozy Caravan. The developers recently released a 7-minute walkthrough that shows some gameplay. I'll put a link to that in the description if you'd like to see more. I have some mixed feelings, but I will definitely check it out when it releases. Still with the caravan theme, the next game is called Outbound and is set to release for Steam, but no date has been announced yet. You'll have a camper van that you'll use to drive around and explore, and whenever you find a spot that you like, you'll be able to stop, gather some materials, and craft things to improve your van. Not only will you be able to customize the interior and add a few machines or storage in there, you'll also learn how to build on top of your van, like a whole deck with a greenhouse and anything you'd like. I'm assuming you'll probably have to dismantle some of it before moving again, but I love the idea of being able to move around with your camper and possibly enjoying a new scenery every day. Of course, each area will come with its own resources and secrets, so you will be incentivized to move, but they will also come with their own environmental conditions. So some areas might get more sunlight or more wind, and you will have to take these into account in order to power your home and all of its machines. Outbound will feature gardening, automation, driving, and I love driving in games. It seems like an ideal combination for me and I'm so excited for it. If you're as excited as I am, they are planning to launch a Kickstarter campaign soon. They'll also release a demo, and this game is being made by the same studio who made Above Snakes, which was a really good game, so I'm confident that this one will be good as well. We're finally getting away from the caravan theme for our next game, Artisan Story, which, like a lot of games, doesn't have a release date, but will be playable on Steam. In this fantasy farming sim, you'll explore dungeons, tame monsters, and become a successful artisan. You'll have a workshop where you'll craft, a farm to grow crops, and you'll also be able to take care of monsters that you befriended in dungeons, kind of like in Rune Factory. The game will also feature over 55 villagers and 18 romanceable characters, which to me sounds like a lot, and I feel like more is not always better when it comes to characters, as it could mean they're not as fleshed out or unique, so I'm a little bit worried, but of course we'll have to wait and play the game to find out. Visually, the game reminds me a bit of Ragnarok Online, and I like the style they're going for. However, as of right now, I don't know if it has to do with the lighting, but everything that is white or like very pale, like the characters' faces, and some of the monsters like those chickens and those kind of sheep looking things are so bright, which is a bit blinding and distracting. So I will be keeping an eye out for this game. I really hope to see it bring some new mechanics, something unexpected, but it could be a fun one. For our next game, why not check out something completely different? Node Farm is planned to release in the third quarter of 2024 on Steam, and it's a game where you farm by connecting nodes. It will start fairly simple. For example, you'll connect a farmer node to a seeds node and a well node, and then your farmer will take water from the well and bring it to the seeds. Then you'll be able to add more nodes like storage for seeds and add more farmers, more seeds, and so on. You'll then unlock more islands, which reminds me of games like Forager or Outpath, and things will get a bit more complex and you'll build a whole automated network of farming. This game won't be for everyone. Visually, it's really just nodes and lines connecting them, but I love automation. Recently, I've been playing Sparks, which is really great, by the way, and I could see myself sinking hours and hours into this one. There is a playtest available right now on Steam. You just need to request access and it should give it to you right away, so feel free to check it out and see if it's for you. I have not tried the game yet, but I will be playing it either on stream or for a video pretty soon, so make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss that out. Let's talk about another game that's in a similar vein. It's pretty different from your typical farming sim, and it's another farm roguelike, Rebirth, and it's set to release on Steam in 2025. So there's already a game called Another Farm Roguelike that released on Steam back in November 2022. It has very positive reviews, but the Rebirth version is the sequel, keeping the same core mechanics but with more content, and the title is obviously a little nod to the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. You'll start with a small plot of land and you'll have to pay rent, which will be continuously increasing. You'll click on things to gather resources and make money, and you'll get to choose between different classes, each coming with their own specialties, and as you progress, you'll unlock more perks that will change your playthrough. As it is a roguelike, when you fail to pay the increasingly expensive rent, you will start over, so the next time you'll get to maybe try a different class, receive different perks, and the map will be different as well for a lot of replayability. There is a demo for Another Farm Roguelike Rebirth currently on Steam, and the first game is very cheap, only $3 or $3.89 Canadian. So if this series seems appealing to you, please check those out. But for now, let's go back to something a bit more in line with the classic farming sim formula, but with a bloody twist. In Vampire Rancher, once again, Steam no release date, you'll play as a vampire whose goal is to restore a sleepy little town to its former glory. During the day, you'll run a farm, take care of animals, make friends, improve the different shops, and make sure that the town attracts as many visitors as possible. The reason you're doing all of this is so at night you can drink the blood of these visitors. Vampire farming sims are kind of trending. Recently we have Moonlight Peaks coming up, which I'm really excited for. There's Brokula, which was in a very rough state when I played the demo, but this one looks like it will be different enough, as you'll be living this kind of double life of upgrading the town and attracting visitors, and then drinking their blood. I wonder what will happen if you run out of blood. Will it be game over? Will you lose money or something? I'd love if there was a bit of difficulty or risks involved, as a lot of farming games tend to not have too many consequences, and this one I think has the perfect setting for a bit of a challenge. I also enjoy the simple pixel art with the faceless characters, and despite its simplicity from the trailer, the gameplay looks smooth with lots of animations and little details to keep things interesting visually, and I think this game has the potential to be really good. The next game is a very unique mix of different genres. Set to release during the third quarter of 2024 for Steam and consoles, Bloomtown, a different story, is a blend of a narrative RPG with turn-based combat, monster taming, and social RPG. You'll play as Emily and her brother Chester as they visit their grandpa's cozy and quiet town during their summer holiday. However, strange things start happening, children are disappearing, and nightmares are becoming more real. You decide to uncover the mystery with your brother, and that story will be a big part of your experience here. During battles, you'll be able to catch creatures, level them up, and even fuse them for hundreds of different possibilities, similarly to games like Shin Megami Tensei or Persona. When you're in town, you'll get to chill a bit with activities like fishing, working at the grocery store, making friends, or of course, do a bit of gardening. The pixel art in this one looks gorgeous, and if you're looking for something that has a bit of cozy activities, but also a proper story and you like turn-based combat, I think this could be something to keep an eye on. There is currently a demo on Steam, and if you happen to have played it already, I'm very curious to know your thoughts on it and if you think I should try it as well. The next game is not really a farming sim, but more of a gardening sim, which I feel like we're seeing more and more lately. It's called Gardener, and it should release for Steam sometime in 2024. In this game, you'll have to care for accurately simulated gardens. Plants will be procedurally generated for a unique experience, and each leaf, petal, and branch will have their own genetic signature and needs. This will allow for a complex simulation. So for example, you could have one branch that's dying because it's weaker or something, or if you want to improve your fruits and flowers, you will have to make sure you pick the finest in order to make them gradually evolve into the best varieties. You'll also have to make sure the environment is suitable for your plants and that you attract the correct critters to pollinate, all while getting rid of the pests that could attack your plants. I think that Gardener has a lot of potential, as gardening is often very simple in games, even in those that do focus on it, and I love the amount of possibilities and customization options that this game will offer thanks to its genetics system. I can see myself spending hours and hours trying to engineer my plants into the perfect varieties, but of course it will all depend on how well the developers can execute their ideas. If you're curious, on April 29th they will launch a demo called the Gardener Plant Creator, in which you'll be able to create and customize a wide variety of plants. You won't really get to do gardening here, but it should give you a good sneak peek at all the kind of plants and trees that you'll be able to make in the full game. And the last game for today is one that was announced very recently. It's called Collector's Cove, and yes, you guessed it, Steam for now with no release date. You will spend most of your time on a boat, which is being carried on the back of your dragon companion. And right away, this reminds me of Rune Factory Tides of Destiny or Rune Factory Oceans, where you had that golem that would carry you around the ocean and to different islands. On that boat that you can decorate to your liking, you'll be growing crops, catching fish, crafting, and then once in a while, you will stop on islands where you'll collect things to fill up your compendium. As the name suggests, Collector's Cove is all about collecting, and you will get special rewards as you find new treasures, crops, fish, and more. The trailer doesn't show too much. I don't know how much content we can expect from this game, but it looks like it could be a very cozy experience. I absolutely love games like Wind Waker or Rune Factory Tides of Destiny, which I mentioned earlier, where you get to sail and explore islands, and I haven't played a game like that in a while, so I'm very excited for this one. So these are 10 farming games I'm looking forward to right now. Let me know which ones you're the most excited for. For me, I have Luma Island and Outbound at the very top of my list. But as always, I'll make sure to check out all of these games as they release. Thanks again to the Seed Company for sponsoring this video, connecting the worlds of farming games and gardening, which I think is amazing. So make sure you go get your seeds with the link in the description. And while you're there, you can also join our Discord and maybe share with us some of your gardening updates on there. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next video.